What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me tonight. Listen, it's been a beautiful few weeks down here in Texas, okay? It's officially springtime. The weather has changed, signs of new life are everywhere, and I've taken full advantage of it, all right? Um, Over the last couple of weeks, with the increase in temperature, right, I've taken the canoe out on the lake like 3 or 4 times. But we just had this like crazy winter. It was really cold, and I didn't take the canoe out for a long time, a few months, right? And in this downtime, in this off season, Mother Nature, in all of her resourcefulness, has turned this boat into a home for literally hundreds of spiders of all different kinds. Okay. The first time I go out here to take the canoe every spring or every summer, I have to do battle with these creatures, okay? They are everywhere. So the first thing I do is I flip the canoe upside down and I sort of bang it on the ground. And at this stage, usually the fattest, biggest spiders come falling right off. Gravity is sort of working against them. It's not their friend. Just their weight, their sheer size is working against them. So they just sort of fall off, right? Then I flip the canoe over and I've shaken them all up. So a lot of them are scurrying around and I have the opportunity to slap them off of the canoe, right? But I can't get them all. So I have to pull it to the lake about 50 feet over rocky, really bumpy terrain. And I'm sure that a lot of spiders fall off during this stage of the trip, and even more probably come out of hiding and jump off just in hopes of survival, right? Then I make it down to the lake. I push the canoe into the water. I flip it upside down and I begin to sort of like slosh it around, and I get even more spiders off. Then I flip the canoe back over and I start to splash water in all of the hard to reach nooks and crannies where spiders like to hide, right? And I flush even more out. But even this doesn't get all of these spiders, because I've taken this canoe out. After I was sure I got all of them off, I take the canoe out. I'm in the middle of the water, and this gigantic, fat spider will come out of nowhere. I'm like, dude, I'm sure I would have seen this thing, right? But it comes out of nowhere, and I get freaked out. I'm in the middle of the water. I can't really do anything. I'm at risk of tipping the boat over, so I have to take the oar and sort of like try to slap it off of the canoe and into the water, where it then has to try to swim for shore or become fish food, right? But all of these spiders, every single last one of them, is in a whole new world when I get done. Like, think about it, right? I'm this greater being. These spiders can't even comprehend my being. I am this great force, and I come through and I totally disrupt their world, destroy it, right? And when I flip that canoe over, I see evidence of like advanced networks of webs, and I see old egg sacs that have hatched already. So there have been generations of spiders that have been born and have lived their entire life in the world of this canoe. And then I come through and shake it all up, all because I'm here now and I'm here to take this motherfucker for a ride. And they just got to get off. It's just how it is. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy when I think about it like that, right? Some of them, like, they get knocked off by the water. You would say a wave of revelation took them right off of the boat, and that happens to us all the time. We get hit by a wave of revelation that knocks us off of this boat, this thing, this world we've created, this thing that we think is safe, to find out it's not safe. Like coronavirus did that to a lot of people. A lot of people were like, yeah, something like that could happen, but it would never happen here. It could never happen to me. But that kosher ass world has ended, right? It's the end of the world. But we get hit with a wave of revelation. This is like a new level of understanding. It's like something clicks. And for a moment, your whole life makes sense. Everything makes sense. Oftentimes it's after a long struggle, a real battle, right? Where you get to see it. Like, dang, I was just on the canoe. I was just on a boat. That really wasn't the world I thought it was. It was nothing like I thought it was. I have to rethink everything now. That's what the revelation will cause you to do. Rethink your entire life. And for a moment, everything will make sense. And then that fades away. And then you have to work for it. You have to work at it to try to find that again. And what you do is you pour through your entire life experience, constantly telling yourself the story, changing and altering small details to redefine the narrative of your life, right? And once you do this, it sort of is like a process, right? It's like you have to really work at this to figure out how the revelations, how the new levels of understanding that you're reaching now apply to your life experience in the past, right? Because the world you live in now is a result of the narrative you've given to life according to your past experiences. But you grow and mature, and now you understand things differently than you did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or whatever, right? So when you have these new understandings, like this wave, it just comes through, right? And it rearranges something in your past, and then that will rearrange something else. This big chain reaction happens, and then eventually it'll alter your entire world. It's like the narrative have changed so much, it's not even the same fucking story. It's not even the same timeline. And someday, one day, you wake up in a brand new world. But usually it's because some force greater than yourself comes through and really rocks the shit out of that boat that you've been on. Anyway, man, until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.